What's up? Hello. I never know how to start videos. What's up, guys? I just really wanted to hop up on here and let you guys know that I'm dropping an album. It's called Hard Times and Good Days. Drops January 10th. All the songs are already out. I'm not even gonna front. That's just is what it is. But that's kind of how I feel like I have to do it right now. It would not have served me to have held on to these 10 songs to drop them all at once right now. I was able to put them all out individually and kind of create a little bit of momentum. I'm so independent, like as an artist. So for that reason, I've been doing the singles game for so long of just dropping a single, dropping one song at a time. And like along the way, I always envisioned it being a bigger project. That was always my end goal. I've had notes in my phone since 2022 of this project, this hypothetical project that I kept kind of adding to like spiritually by writing and releasing more songs. But you know, going into the new year, I have all this new material on deck that doesn't feel like a part of that. And I feel like in order to really honor that era and that season, I need to kind of see it through and release it like an album. So as much as I want to approach this and be like really hyped about it and be like, I'm dropping an album and kind of manipulate it, I'm just gonna drop it. I'm obviously making this video. But aside from that, like I don't want to overplay it because an album's like a big deal. And I would not consider this like my debut album. Debut in my eyes is like when you're debuting with a label or when you're debuting as a, you know, a genuinely professional artist. And like, this is my project. That's really the way I'd rather look at it. It's a project. Because saying album is just, it just feels like it's so loaded. Album is a word that just has like so many connotations. I would love to have the opportunity one day to like sit down, start an album and finish an album and then release a full body of work with like 1 to 2 singles that were out prior. When you don't have an audience, that's really not the way to do it. That's not an original thought. I feel like TikTok and whatnot is kind of full of music marketing gurus who really advise against dropping big bodies of work if nobody knows who you are. And that's not why I haven't done it, but they say that for a reason. You know what I mean? Like that's valid. I'm gonna keep dropping singles this year. I have a new one that some of you guys may have heard in my last video. It's called Sweater. But this album was so impulsive. I was just like, you know, before I start sharing this new material, I think I need to really package what I've been doing for the last couple years in the right way so that anybody who kind of starts finding out about me in the future can go back and listen to this project in the order that I intended. Track 1 is a song called Agoraphobic. I love that song. And it's kind of obscured at this point because I've dropped like 15 singles since. So no one's really listening to that song. It's not on my top played songs. And it's so far down in my releases that it's just kind of there. But giving it this refresh on this album, all the songs that I worked so hard on, I'm very excited about it, but there's also like nothing to be excited about because all these songs are already out. But I know the people who really give a shit will go listen to these 10 songs in order. Probably not all at once if you got busy lives, but I was envisioning it for so long, it's so many years. But that's it. I'm not trying to make a big deal about it because it's really not a big deal, but I'm really hyped on it. That sounds so weird because they're all old songs to me. And I feel like I shouldn't say that to you. They kind of train you as an artist to take advantage of how people see it. But I don't want to disappoint anybody. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, he dropped an album, and then go look at it and be like, I've literally heard all these songs before. But like, I also think I'm unknown enough that there aren't enough people who have heard any of these songs yet. So to a majority of people anywhere, this is an entirely fresh new project. And I'm stoked. I'm stoked to have that as the benchmark, is like, you know, the first thing I did in January being this project that I wish I could have released 2 years ago. I'm producing all of my songs. I'm mixing all of my songs, obviously writing all my songs. The only thing I don't do is the mastering. It's such an independent process. It takes a lot of work. You know, like even right now, the new stuff I'm working on is stuff that I started probably 6 months ago, even a year ago. And that's sort of the beauty of doing it for so long, is you kind of accumulate these projects and ideas and songs that you can keep building on. So, you know, when I drop this next song, I already have the next like 3 to 4 releases kind of bookmarked in my brain, and that will probably change. It's the idea of the momentum, the idea of like, I just have a lot to work with right now. At that same time, there's something so refreshing about just starting a new song that came out of nowhere and turning it around like then and there, taking like a week on it max, sending it off. And some of the ones on this project were like that, and some of them weren't. Some of them took me like a really long time. And there are definitely a few songs I've released since I started this process that aren't on the project, because they were just kind of learning experiences for me. And maybe when I hear those songs come on, I'm like not in love with the mix, or I don't feel like they represent exactly where I'm going. But the 10 songs on this project, Hard Times and Good Days, are all songs I like really stand behind. I hope you guys who are following me are excited, but not just excited, but I hope, like, I really want to make you proud. Like I want you to see that like I'm really doing it. There's this phrase that's going around online a lot called coworker music, which is like when your coworker makes music. I have a full-time job, so I'm that coworker who makes music. Like I don't want to come off as like kind of doing it. He released something and then he drops off the map for 8 months, and then he releases something else, but he doesn't really say anything about it. I just want to give you more of me. I just want to keep giving because I want to connect. I really want to connect. I feel like I'm a fairly introverted person, and I have this tendency to just kind of like keep to myself emotionally and like just think and have thoughts and get anxious and then try to do something creative and then feel uncomfortable. And like I'm just so bored of the narrative that the outside world is going to tell me what's good, or the outside world needs to validate my creativity before I share it. You know, I'm 30 years old, guys. I'm 30 years old. There's something very liberating to that, and feeling like I don't have to do what everyone else is doing. In fact, if I did, I would be that corny uncle who's trying to keep up with the kids and do it and do what's popping. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do that anymore. I feel like I have to just like go inward. One of my favorite books is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's kind of irrelevant right now. That book, I've read it like 5 times, and I just started it again today, and it put me in such a good place. Another one of my favorite books is The Artist's Way. I've read The Artist's Way a couple times and done the whole process of morning pages, etc. And I'm like a huge journaler. I think I have a vlog on this channel of me like starting a new journal. It's a very low-key vlog, but you just have to get all these thoughts out. You have to get them out. And I've been sitting on this album idea for years now, and I'm so stoked to move on to these new songs, but I need to see it through. Otherwise, I'm just gonna feel like it all blended into nothing. I guess what I'm saying, I'm literally just yapping at this point, but I'm just excited, man. And I really appreciate you guys who commented on the last video. Y'all mean the world to me, you really do. It's crazy sometimes how much time I've spent not posting on here, and then I can still come tap in, and there's like a handful of you guys who are just like still locked in and still engaging with what I'm doing. Like that means so much to me. I get in my head a lot. I deal with the shame game. Like I'll post something and then like it won't get likes or comments, and I'll just feel dumb. I'll just feel like, what am I doing? And that is like, that's poison. It's just this like pop culture problem right now. Artists feel like they shouldn't make art unless the outside world praises them for it right after they share it. Especially for me, like I'm an older gentleman. I'm 30. So like some of this is like hard conditioned into my brain of like, no one's fucking with you, bro. And I'm just like, I should delete this. And I'll be honest with you, oftentimes that thought is because the thing you made was trying to please other people. and not please yourself, right? Like if I post a video I really am proud of and I think it looks great, sounds good, I'm like, that's cool. And then it doesn't get attention, I don't care as much because I'm like, I fuck with that though. I fuck with that. But that's the problem with trying to please other people, especially with your art, is like, you never will. And then if it doesn't work, you're humiliated and you wasted not just your time, but this precious space. Like I'm letting you guys into my sacred space. And if anybody ever wants to pull up, the door is open. You can click on it and watch the video. But then on the flip side, if I tried to do like a prank video, I would never do a prank video or something like that, and like nobody tapped in, I would just feel stupid because I did something inauthentic and it didn't work. You really just got to do whatever you want to do. I know I'm making this video to tell you guys about this project I'm dropping, but let me inspire you a little bit to just go be yourself. If you want to make music, if you want to make videos, if you want to go dance, if you want to be a painter, if you want to be a chef, just go do it and let it bring you joy. And if just doing it does not bring you joy, keep looking. And then find that thing that brings you joy and focus on the process. Because that's all we need. That's all we need. I'll be honest with you guys. I might be 40 years old, still doing this for the same 5 people. But guess what? I'm doing it joyfully. I'm happy about it, you know what I mean? But with the flip side being, like if I popped off at like 25, 26, 27, I did not know this yet. Back then I was reading The Artist's Way and I was trying to understand my creativity to that level, but I've always been really hungry for external validation. I can't even lie. Even if I meditated for a month straight and and then made a project and put it out in the world and nobody cared, I have to personally do the work to not feel the shame thing. A constant battle. You have to keep fighting it and being present and like feeling happy about it on purpose anyway. Y'all, this brings me so much joy. It brings me so much joy to grab my guitar. Let me sit up straight. Dang, I just said all that slouching. I don't know, man. I'm super yapping. When you can just take a step back from your thoughts and your doubts and your fears and watch yourself experience that and know that's not me. You are not your mind. I am not all this shit. Nicholas Cloud, I'm not Nicholas Cloud. Like this is just stuff I'm doing. I'm just participating in this experience. Like I'm this nameless soul just watching this guy named Nick do his damn best, who just wants to create, wants to sing his songs and play his guitar and make his videos and connect with people. It's so pure. That's so pure. That's the most beautiful thing I could even comprehend. Why would I pollute that with shame because people aren't praising me? You know what I mean? Just some food for thought. And I'm in a good vibe today because I worked out this morning. I listened to the Power of Now audiobook, and that will start any day off right. I've been eating healthy. I'm dropping an album. Did I mention? And I have a new song on deck already mastered to drop after the album. I have some videos I've shot to drop after the project drops. Like I'm just really proud of myself because I'm doing a lot of hard work. I'm just trying out here. I'm trying. And then I realized like that's actually all I want to do. Oh. Don't tell me it died. Okay. I digress. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you guys. Hard Times and Good Days drops January 10th. I'm very fuck. I gotta wrap this shit up. I'm very excited. I hope you are too. I'll see you super soon. And yeah. Thanks again, guys. Peace.